With it being 5:30 p.m. and a quorum being present, I'd like to call the Freetown Board of Selectmen meeting for August 3rd, 2026 to order. This meeting will be recorded and posted on town's YouTube channel. I don't see anybody else recording, so we'll continue on. During this time, we will be going into executive session. The board will be going to executive session and returning to open session for the following reasons. Reason one, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Freetown Police Association, Public Safety Dispatchers, and the Freetown Full-Time Firefighters Association, because an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the body, and the chair so declares, as I do. 2, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, discuss strategy with respect to litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on litigating position of the public body. If the chair so declares, as I do, Town of Freetown versus Weaver. 3, MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority of and any general or special law of federal grant and aid requirements, specifically GL Chapter A 30A, Section 22, for the purpose of reviewing executive session minutes for approval and determining whether such minutes shall be released. The matter of approval of executive sessions minutes from 5/27/2026 and 6/29/26. All right, may I have a motion to enter executive session?
I will motion made.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Carvalho?
Aye.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes. All right, we're here by an executive session. Back on live. All right. All right, we've entered back into open public session, and we continue on with our agenda items, starting with number 4. All right, discussion and vote on whether to approve the open session meeting minutes from 6/29/2026, 7/2/2026, and 7/13/2026. I reviewed them. They look great. I like them how uniform they are with the new software and everything else. So it's a great job everyone put them together. Any questions, concerns from the board?
No, same here,
All
honestly.
right. All great. All right. I entertain a motion to approve the open session meeting minutes from 6/29/2026, 7/2/2026, and 7/13/2026.
Make that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, discussion 5. Discussion and vote whether to adopt 9/1/2026 state primary state primary warrant as presented by the town clerk and the chief elections official, Cheryl C. A. Estrella. Hi, Cheryl. How are you today?
Good, how's everyone?
Good.
Thank you.
Talk to us. What you got?
So it's just customary that we have the warrant signed off by the Board of Selectmen, just announcing the election for the September primary, September 1st. Polls will be open at the elementary school, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is just requires your signature and lists all of the positions on the ballot. Obviously, we like to remind folks that during the primary, we have 2 separate rep districts, 6th Bristol and the 8th Bristol. So you'll see on your phone that it's listed twice for each of the districts.
Great. Yeah.
We'll have in-person early voting, has nothing to do with the warrant, but I can mention that. So state law does require that we have in-person early voting 1 week before the primary and for 2 full weeks before the state election come November. So that schedule is out. It starts Saturday, August 22nd. In-person early voting will take place here in this room at the community room here at the Freetown Police Station. Saturday, August 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're closed on Sunday. And then Monday through Thursday, it's going to follow the town hall hours, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. And Friday will be the last day to do in-person early voting from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday, August 28th.
All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's all here.
Busy girl, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that this year is going to be a long ballot for everybody.
Come November.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure you're on it. I'm sure you're already on top of it. All right. Any questions, concerns for Cheryl or anything? Yeah. Good. All right. Well, I entertain the motion to adopt the 9/1/2026 state primary warrant as presented by the town clerk and chief elections official, Cheryl C. A. Estrella.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And this one's, I believe, is yours as well, Cheryl. All right, discussion 6, discussion and vote pursuant to MGL Chapter 5472, designate police officer assignments for elections as presented by the town clerk and chief elections official, Cheryl C. A. Estrella.
Okay, so with the Votes Act of 2022, keep referring back to that because that made a lot of changes in election laws. It is the duty of the Board of Selectmen to designate the police officers for the state elections and primaries. So wasn't sure if Chief was going to join us today, but normally how it's worked in the past, and we've worked cooperatively,
kind of stuff.
is that the police chief
So-
and communications department and myself work together in order to assign police officers to the polls. So they come and they grab the ballots, deliver the ballots, and also bring them back to town hall for once they're all sealed up at the end of the night. So this is just procedural that we are requesting that you can either assign the number of police officers with the chief or just assign the chief and I to work together.
I think for the spirit of the elections to work together to see what you have based on information you get right up to election time, right?
Correct.
So.
And there was a proposed motion there for you.
It makes no sense for us to step in on that. We allow them, we're in charge to make the decisions.
Keep them safe, keep them going, and keep them moving forward.
Appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll add that to the motion. All right, I entertain the motion pursuant to MGL Chapter 5472, designate police officers' assignments for elections between the chief election official, Charlotte Shirley, and the police chief, Scott Rose, as presented at this juncture. That's probably the easiest way to do it.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Sheriff, as always, if you need anything from us, please let us know and come before us again.
Will do. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Moving on. 7. Now, Agenda 7, discussion and vote on whom to designate to work with the group on negotiating the IMA agreements with Fall River, New Bedford, and Lakeville. All right. Me pull in. Deb,
Yeah,
what
so
do you have on this? Go ahead.
we had discussed at another meeting, Carlos, but I don't believe you were here, so we couldn't really vote. We have intermunicipal agreements with New Bedford and Fall River because we purchase our water, depending on which end of town you live in, with them. We are also working collaboratively with Lakeville on a grant to extend the water line through Freetown and Lakeville to get to the school campus. So in order to do work with Lakeville, we have to have an intermunicipal agreement with Lakeville as well. This is very, very preliminary. Nothing has happened, but we need to talk to both towns. Our IMAs expired in 2010, and we've just been carrying over the existing one, but it's time that we, especially if we want to expand our systems, so we got a grant to expand our water system from the Fall River side to the transfer station. And we're looking at we have a joint grant that's pending to extend the New Bedford line through the school campus. So both of those will require us to renegotiate the IMAs. Of course, the water and sewer commissioners will be all part of that, but I also think a board of selectmen should be involved in those negotiations and those discussions because they're going to be on a higher level negotiations with those towns. So it's just a matter of appointing somebody to work with us on those agreements, and everything obviously will come back to the board. But we have a long road ahead of us to get to that point.
Yeah, and I think based on what happened, over the winter with the line in New Bedford, right? Like I think it's nice for us to update these things and have some guidelines in place as to who's responsible for what and when and how, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the same on both ends, right? New Bedford runs their line through our town. And then sometimes it's confusing because they'll say we're responsible to repair something, but it's their line. So there's a lot of clarifications that need to happen in these new IMAs. Fall River too, we also have a situation with Fall River. I think I've told you at the last meeting, there's what the Mass DOT believes is a leak in the water line up near Innovation Way. So it's in Freetown. But Fall River put that water line in I believe for Amazon for themselves. And so there's a contention on who is responsible for repairing that water line. And Mass DOT says they don't care. They want it fixed because they don't want icicles in the winter. And it may not even be a water leak because there's some question on whether it's either a water leak or groundwater. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we need a selectman to sort of be involved in those discussions.
No, I agree. And using the same topic, right? Last year we had the water line on County Road that had leaked and created a big mess, and then it froze over, right? And then the low water pressure for the entire neighborhood was affected for weeks while we tried to figure it out. And what we identified right away was the IMAs were over 10 years old and not signed. The ones we had on file were not signed by anything. So having those in place, especially as we look at expanding our water service, right, and line to all the way up and down Howland Road and things like that, it makes sense to have it all our ducks in a row before that. So the discussion at hand is, one, do you agree with that, right? I think it's a good idea. So, but you guys we're aboard here. And then who wants to jump in on that? Who wants to be the point of contact for that appointment? You know, I think with your background, I think you might be the strongest one suited for it, and then us as your backup, right? As needed.
Yeah, absolutely. To Debbie's point, everything comes through the board, so just, so I don't have a problem with it.
All right. Yep. Right. Designate him as that. You okay with that?
Yep.
All right. Perfect. I don't know if you want to jump on it. You know, we'll give you as much work as you want.
Snowball's got me really.
All right. That being said, I entertain the motion to designate Selectman Jared Zager to work with the group negotiating the IMA agreements with Fall River, New Bedford, and Lakeville.
I'll make that motion.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations. You are it.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. All right. Moving on to agenda number 8, discussion and vote whether to call a special town meeting on Monday, November 9th, 2026, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Appomattox Regional High School Auditorium. And then number 9 is similar to that. So I think Cheryl's up again in some capacity. So this is our annual discussion as far as what the next special town meeting is going to be. And I saw you in the room. It was easy to pick on you a little bit, Cheryl. So yeah, does that time work for everybody? November 9th? Everyone take a look at their calendars. All right. Since it's just a proposal, I entertain the motion to approve the proposed timeline for the special town meeting on November 9th, 2026.
Did we do agenda item number 8 first?
I was reading the wrong one. You're right. So I entertain the motion to call a special town meeting on the Monday, November 9th, 2026, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Appomattox Regional High School Auditorium.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Selectman Zager. Now, number 9, discussion of vote whether to approve the proposed timeline for the special town meeting for November 9th, 2026. So seems like we're getting ahead of it early this year or in time, depending on how you look at it. As far as our timeline from our end, Deb, you have any questions or concerns with the proposed timeline for that meeting?
No.
All right. You two, any issues, questions, concerns regarding the proposed timeline to approve the special town meeting, or at least getting it on the calendar?
No, it don't make sense to me. It's the way we always do it. I don't know, should we read it out, what it is?
what I was looking for.
The timeline, just so people hear it.
If you have it in front of you, why don't you, if you
I
could
can read it.
Yeah, if you don't mind. I can get it under my computer.
So on 8/3/26 timeline for the Board of Selectmen meeting agenda to approve the timeline. 8/4/26 physical posting at town hall, police, fire, juniors convenience store, and libraries. 8/4/26 Facebook and website postings. Postings will state articles submitted by citizens petition. 100 signatures for special town meeting and Freetown voters to be added to the warrant. Posting enclosed. 8/3/26 on Board of Selectmen agenda to open for submissions for warrant on 8/4/26 by 8 a.m. through 9/8/26, 11 a.m. 9/4/26 warrants on Board of Selectmen agenda to approve and close warrants for submission and approval to be sent to Town Council and Finance Committee. 10/5/26 warrants on Board of Selectmen agenda for discussion and vote to open, approve, finalize, and close warrants. On 10/7/26, send final versions of warrant to the Finance Committee. Warrants given to Town Constable for posting on 10/21/26. Warrants get posted publicly no later than 10/23/2026. So that's the timeline, how it all falls out, just so people can hear it out loud.
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of things right away, but it does go by fast, right? So,
Yeah, kind of the breakdown as to how it always happens, right?
all right. Yeah. Any further discussion? Any have questions? All right. Maintain the motion to approve the proposed timeline as read by Selectman Zager for the special town meeting on November 9th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next item is, again, attributed to this, is number 10, discussion and vote whether to open the special town meeting warrant for Monday, November 9th, 2026, for submissions from August 4th, 2026, 8 a.m., September 8th, 2026, 11 a.m. All right, and it's read as follows: August 4th, 2026, public notice. Notice is hereby given that a special town meeting will be held on Monday, November 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. at the Apponequet Regional High School, Robert C. Falcon Auditorium, 100 Howland Road, Lakeville, Mass. All articles for the warrant should be submitted to the Board of Selectmen between August 4th, 2026, 8 a.m. to September 8th, 2026, 11 a.m. Citizen petitions articles require 100 signatures from registered Freetown voters. Submissions should be delivered to the Selectmen's office, second floor, Town Hall, 3 North Main Street, Southern Mass, during regular Town Hall hours. Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
All right, I take a motion to open the special town meeting sorry, too many words in my mouth. I take a motion to open the special town meeting warrant for Monday, November 9th, 2026, for submissions from August 4th, 2026, 8 a.m. through September 8th, 2026, 11 a.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Whew, mouthful. Having fun? All right. Next discussion is number 11, discussion and vote on the request from Veterans Agent to move the World War I Memorial Stone at the Asona Four Corners to the Veterans Park on Chase Road. Welcome. You have a microphone nearby?
Yes.
Is it on? Perfect. Okay. So, and I know the Stark side is here as well. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right, who wants to go first as far as the discussion, how we got here?
Well, we can go first. My name is Bruce Wilbur. I'm the president of the Freetown Memorial Park Association. We're a nonprofit 501c3. Been like that since, I don't know, close to 25, 30 years now, I guess, when we first started that. So every few months, we have a meeting to discuss any plans that we want to do over there at the park, improvements, not necessarily with the grounds because the town owns the grounds. But we maintain, pretty much maintain in the past the monuments up until recently when our funds kind of
Ran out.
ran out. So a couple of things that we're talking about, and this isn't something new, but with things going on in the town, we brought up at one of our meetings about moving the World War I monument over to the park along with the World War II that's there now and the helicopter that's there and the police and the fire memorial there as well. So that was brought up at our meeting, and we just contacted the town administrator to see if it's feasible to do that and get it over there. One of our concerns has been for many years. I mean, I've got one of my uncle is on that stone as well as on the World War II stone, and I know on Memorial Day when we go to decorate that grave, I don't want to say it's a challenge, but there's traffic that goes by there, and it's always going over there and decorating the monument is, sometimes traffic could be a problem. And we feel is that as well is that if anyone wants to go over there and see it, it could be a problem in the future. So that's pretty much where we are. I guess that's what we feel as though it should go over there if all possible.
Right.
We're not here to debate it and try to say we want it there, we don't want it back, and go back and forth. But we're requesting that it goes over there with the World War World War II memorial and the other police and the fire and we like to call it helicopter, the Vietnam memorial type of. So, and with Tyler Strahan's memorials over there. And I want to show you a couple other ones that we have in the plans in the near future. So that's our position on it. If it happens, we'd like to see it happen. But I guess if there's a problem with that, then we're not going to be forceful about it.
It's also in conjunction with what may or may not happen to the Four Corners too, whether
It's true.
they're going to take away that ground space or what's going to happen there.
I understand.
Okay,
Larry?
and we two will be friends even, no matter which way it goes.
Maybe.
We've been done some things together. Just to give you a background in why it's special and so forth.
You just say your name
that-
for the record. You can say your name, who you are for the record, just in case.
Mary Elizabeth Resendiz Brown.
Thank you. Thank you.
Them all. Okay. And this is Travis Bowie, and she's also on the Historic Commission. It is a bit special, that monument in the Four Corners, and it was placed there in 1918 after World War I. And I gave you some information about, so that you can see the people who were there celebrating the end of World War I, and how they were, that was in the Four Corners, and they had a big celebration. And after the celebration, they had this monument made. And the monument is a metal plated, but the big boulder came from the Copeland family on Elm Street, and I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't alive, okay. Mr. Copeland had told me about how his father rolled it, how they got it down the street and so forth, and it came from their property. And so there was always, special for that. I grew up on Elm Street. It's on Elm Street. And always it was decorated. Always there would be a small ceremony at the stone when we were kids and so forth. And so, we grew up with it around there. I think it's important that, I don't know how many people come up, to the park, and I don't know I'd love to sit and talk and find out what the real plans are for that, because I see, is it going to be all monuments? Or they're gonna, there's something different up there besides monuments? Because, in other towns and cities, they have monuments throughout their town, and not always a park or a little, and so forth. And I'd like to talk to them. There is a problem. There's a problem about it being even moved, is because it's on the National Register.
Okay.
And I have calls and so when you have any structures or houses that are on the National Register, you can't just do what you want. And so I'm finding out about that. I think we can work together to come up with a solution that will make us both happy. So that's something I'd like to do. So I'd like you not to make a decision, tonight, that yes or no and so forth, but see what we can do down the road, so that we have improvements over here too, so.
Well, I do have questions, right? So as you can imagine, it is a balance of two, right? One, looking at your picture, it kind of affirms what I was thinking on the way in here. That picture was taken in 1918. Road looks much different than it does now, right?
Yeah.
We're getting anywhere 60.
We've lost all those buildings, yeah.
We get anywhere from 60 to 70,000 vehicles through that intersection every week, right? So I can understand the veteran side of things. As a veteran, and Chad as well, right? That we want things to be respected and kind of left alone, but at the same time being able to be celebrated, right? Putting it all together, it does make a whole lot. As a Marine, even for me, it makes a lot of sense keeping things. But I share your concern as well, making sure that the appropriate place is there, it's honored the same way. And again, we also respect our history.
I think there's a long way to come, and I would like to, I would even be willing to, work with them to make it better.
Okay. Well,
Make it better if
what they want as
things
well.
are going to, and because I don't know how many people go there. I mean, there's no bench for someone to sit at, or and so forth. And usually people meditate, or when they go to memorials and so forth.
Yeah.
So something like that. But I don't know what we will be allowed to do anyway. So I'm waiting on that
from the
from Mass Historic.
Okay. And what options do you think they'll give you? Like, I'm sure this isn't the first time something like this has come up.
Oh, not that, no, it's usually demolitions and things like that, so it's, I haven't had something like this. And I'm doing it a long time.
How about other towns? You know, if any other towns have moved anything in the years past and what the process
Yeah, I
was?
don't know. I don't know. I can call Somerset or someplace
Does the
like that.
person own that property?
Pardon?
That house, they don't, so it's separate. That's a separate parcel because.
Mike can help you with that.
Oh, I think I've got it.
Town owns that property.
It's a little small piece, very small.
You might want to grab a
because-
mic.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
I think that the house that Linda Ramirez lived in and so forth, I think people that lived there, acquired more of the property, because that's not hers, that little piece, so the little piece is separate.
Yeah, Mike has some interesting history that you'd probably enjoy knowing.
Yes.
So that little button popped off. There was, it's going down like the road of tea lots again when we talked about that a long time. There was another building at the Four Corners at one time. There was something that looked very similar to Linda's house, but actually faced North Main Street. It's called Pierce's Hall. The first floor had an ice cream parlor. The second floor was an open hall. That was taken down in the Depression when the town had a desire to widen North Main Street, because if you can believe it, the Four Corners was actually worse at one time in history than it is now. So what that monument sits on is the land that was left over after that building was taken down. What was not used for widening the road is that small corner. And if you've been by recently, the folks who have purchased that house have put up a fence.
Right.
The fence is relatively true to the property line. The property line runs about along the side of the house and then about where the fence kicks out toward the street. And Debbie was asking me this afternoon, the other thing to remember too with that property is that it is what's called Article 97 land, which means it is protected open space. So even if the memorial were to be moved, you could not then sell the property to the house next door. You could not use it for certain other things. It is dedicated open space that the town is expected by state law and state guidance to preserve as open space. And there are severe limitations on what else you could do with that property. As an example, if that runs the same, and I believe it does the same process that other open space does, if you were to try and you could continue to use it as a park, you could put other memorials there or whatnot, but if you were going to try and use it for expanding the road, widening the intersection, anything of that nature to sell it to an abutter, you would have to go through a process that would require a 2/3 vote of a town meeting, a 2/3 vote of each house of the state legislature, the representatives and the Senate. And you would have to find compensating land. So you would have to find similar, odd for that location, similar land in town that you could use to replace it at a 1-to-1 or greater ratio. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're down that road yet. All right. I think let's discuss it. Right. Two very good points. Right. One is honoring the veterans that are there. Right. I think that's something to keep an eye on. But also, we value our history. Right. It is an history. I like to see you two working together to make that happen. Right. I think that's probably the best way forward. I would like to, in my personal opinion, I would like to see it moved. Right. And here's my reasoning. More people would see it here. Because, like you say, a bench. I love that benches there. Let us know how we can help.
I've been checking it. I never find anybody. I've really been trying to check it coming by and so forth because I go up to the stand. And I haven't seen much involvement there. And that kind of bothered me. And maybe because they have no place to sit, too. I mean, because they're just going to be standing going around. And I think it could be more attractive.
Sure.
I really think and I think that's something it needs.
Okay,
And if we're going to pay homage to veterans, it should be better.
And maybe we can talk about as a board of something to do over there to help with that cause. That's not a tonight decision.
Right.
I would, obviously.
There's something, the town needs to,
As a town-
I'd like to move forward. We're trying to do something, but like I said, I'm not trying to bring us down that rabbit hole tonight.
As a town, we are working with the veterans agent and everybody else that needs to be involved to they're doing everything they can for the helicopter, for the stones, for everything that's there. That's their goal right now. And I believe you have something to say, Mr. Wilbur, right? If you could.
Yeah, the park gets quite a bit of visitation. I mean, if you go there in the summertime, I go by there 5 or 6 times a day. And during the weekends, you'll find motorcycles stop in there, veterans who stop in there and they look at the chopper and they walk around. If you've been there and you see.
Been trying to watch and to see what,
But I mean, if you actually get out of your vehicle and go down to the MIA POW monument there, you'll see there are 2 seats there to reflect on, what we have to reflect on as veterans. But it's a good idea to put a couple of maybe some stands over there on the World War One and the World War Two. World War Two, and if the World War One moves over, do the same there as well. Again, our concern is that one location, it does get a lot of visitation, I'll tell you. I mean, I know I work down the street from it, and like I said, I go by 3 or 4 times on the weekend. People bring their children there to look at it. I get calls frequently about the bricks on there. If people want bricks and like that, we put them in there, and then they go up there and see their names. We've had people come in and help us
Well,
clean
maybe a
down.
fundraiser, if you did the bricks, you could do the bricks and up the walk and so forth.
Well, we did initially. That's what we did initially, and we raised quite a bit of
They
money.
need some plantings,
Well, that's
and then people could
something to
donate
talk
them in
about.
memory of people too.
Well, they do. If you walked up around the helicopter, you'll see all the stones that are in memory of a lot of people in town. I mean, some have 2 or 3 stones up, bricks up there, and we're continually selling them. The applications are at the senior center and throughout the town. We don't advertise as we did in the beginning, but we need to ramp up that type of advertisement because with the loss of our last member who passed away, John Ramirez, we're down to 4, I think, right? We're down to 4 members on the association. So one thing I'd like to do here tonight is to solicit individuals who may want to help us in our goal to improve upon it. If I may, hand you these 2 flyers here.
Absolutely. While you hand those in, I think Mike has something to say.
Go there first.
Okay.
Put down 3, yeah, sure.
That's okay.
But this is one of our next goals here is to put in a global war on terrorism monument for the Iraq, Afghanistan, and the global war on terror. That monument there is down at the Bourne Cemetery. I took a picture of it, so that was one of the goals that we're working on.
In case anybody wants to see it. That's what it looks like.
What we want to do is we want not necessarily a message board, something similar to this. If you've gone to the Fort Rodman, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial down there, they have something similar to this on an angle. And there's a lot of history from the beginning with Ralph Gurney. Elton Astley Jr. is the one who actually, is his idea. And then it accumulated with Ralph Gurney, John Ashley, myself, John Ramirez, Dan LeBlanc, Bob, and so we want to be able to put some history on here so people can walk up there and read about it, how it started, and things like that.
And as far as chairs and benches and things like that, right? It sounds like you're not opposed to adding some more, right? To make it more friendly and more inviting.
Again,
Would donate them in memory of somebody. You could just,
We've recently talked about this. I actually had this conversation with Debbie. I was down in the Cape, and I was at a park. I was at a store, and across the street, I walked across to the park to take a picture, to take a phone call rather. And it's like a windmill. It's in Eastham, and they have all these different benches that are all around it, evenly spaced, and every one of them has a memorial plaque on it. And I'm like, what a great idea. But what I really want to do is for us to be able to put some sort of guidelines in place first before we just start saying, okay, put some random ones here, random ones there. This one's different than this one. They're all uniformed, but they all have a plaque.
Well, yeah, and I hesitate you know, where this World War, in, you know, World War One, you know, flag would go.
No, I'm just talking about
I'm thinking
benches.
aesthetics, and sometimes, you know, men are not on the same or
I was thinking, no worries.
same wavelength as us, but I would like to see it improved.
I,
And if we give up, if that happens and it comes up here, I want it to be in a good place. It's been in a good place in the center of town all these years, and there's never been any vandalism. There's never been a problem with it, and the people respect it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the ultimate goal, is to show their ultimate respect to those veterans, all their names that are engraved there. I think that's the goal from the veterans, and I know that's your goal as
Yeah.
well. That's our goal, right? We want to make sure we respect everybody's names on there. Now, is the Four Corners the perfect place for it today versus 1918? Things have changed in over 100 years, right? And that's my concern, especially when someone brought up the Four Corners. At some point, the bridge is going to get updated, as you know, and then once that happens, the Four Corners will probably be updated probably around the same time, right? It just makes sense using that area.
Gonna fly them over? You're gonna have them flying over? Is that it?
Well, I don't know yet. So, well, as you know, that's a work in progress, and we're just getting more information on from the bridge to Four Corners. But I would like to see more people paying respect to the people there. I would bet, and I'm not a betting man, that many people don't know that's there, right? 'Cause they drive by it, or they take a sharp right turn, or they go left, and they don't even know it's there.
Well, the children, I think, know, because when they do the visit to the, you know, to the town hall and everything else, and they go by it, and I've seen them standing there, so I think they know a little. We don't know how much they absorb, but that's always been part of the drip, and so that's happened. And for many of us that have lived here and grown up here, we know it's there and it's important to us, and that's also matters.
It does matter. Your
does
opinion
matter.
does matter.
And, you know, I know you're a Marine, but you didn't see it involved, you didn't see and so forth. And so wherever it lands, whether it's still there or up here, it's important that it's in the right place.
Respect goes a long way.
And that-
Well, I think absolutely. I think that we should let them talk.
Yes.
Right. Try and come up with something on their own first, because who are we to? Well, you two are a lot better of a place to step in than I am, first of all. So, but I think that we let them talk. But then, even if they decide to keep it there, then do we do something that there's like a duplicate
I
made
was thinking that a replica.
up there, right? So that at least there's a plaque that's the
I think-
same as.
I think also it might be a good time for them to get more people involved, helping them. I mean, the Tuesday Club does a lot of things to help the veterans, and they do a great big drive at Christmas time, and it's like truckloads and so forth, and they do that. But there are people in town that need it, and there can be some fundraiser or something.
Well, I think that's the
The
goal.
situation, so that they have the funds to do things.
Right. Well, I think that's one of the goals is for that area is to give more visibility to everything that's going on in town for our veterans, past and present, right, and future veterans as well. I think working together. Now, let me ask you both of this: working together, is there a solution there?
We can,
think
we can,
Is it-
we
because-
Question I would
we've-
have first would be, if it's possible to even move it because it's on the National Register. Because you had mentioned that you have to jump through some hoops maybe to get that, if it's even possible. Because if it's not feasible to do it, because it is on the National Register, then there's no sense pursuing it.
otherwise it'll make a duplicate if we can't.
Yeah.
Suggestion though, and as Mary was just saying, it's an important monument, and I don't want, what I'm about to say, I don't want to make it sound like it's not. It's a symbol monument. It's a list of names on a plaque on a boulder. Very easy to reproduce if that's the route it has to go. If for the historical reasons or whatnot is that it cannot be moved, it would not seem like it would be incredibly expensive to reproduce that plaque, get another boulder and
And see
still
if
have
Copeland's
something.
can get another big
Exactly.
rock.
Or rolling it down the hill.
To that
But my
point,
brother's got a lot of big rocks.
I wouldn't want to do it. I want to make sure that we did it right. That we put it on a boulder and did it the same. That we didn't just get like the a granite slab and
Yeah.
put it on there, right? I would want it
That
on
is, that's,
boulder.
and that's another
So it's the
reason that
same
it
thing.
fits in the village too, because it's just
We
natural.
wanted to emulate exactly what's over there.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
I mean, it has meaning for me. My uncle's on there. My uncle's on the one for World War II. So to duplicate it's not a problem, and on our end of it. But if you can't move it, then obviously if it's a challenge because of that. But when we talk about the children. I mean, the VFW Veterans Foreign Wars. We do a lot with the children over at the high school and the middle school, and with our essay programs. And I had the conversation with the two teachers over there about bringing the students over and actually looking at seeing the memorial, and give them some of the history that goes along with it, because the essays that we ask the students to do are history related. So, and she's willing to bring some of the students over there. In the elementary school, they can just walk right down and see it. I don't think, maybe Mary, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have a class that wants to go see that memorial down there, it's going to be very difficult to get across that street with a class of 15 or 20 students to go across and explain it to them. But again, if we could duplicate it or something to that nature.
Yeah.
But again, I want to see it look almost exactly what we got there.
Oh, I agree on that. Let's work through it. Let's see what they say about moving it. And then again, if we do move it, how are we going to move it? How's it being cradled? How's it being protected? That's my next few questions, but we're not there yet, right?
And we did the same thing with the World War II memorial that was up at the elementary school when we moved that over here. I mean, we're very respectable with the.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will be.
I mean, we know what they mean.
Yeah.
We know what they mean.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That one, was it the town?
No, we hired a private contractor to do it.
And we don't know if there's a time capsule under this one.
Mr. Copeland did mention it, but Ralph Gurney seemed that maybe it wasn't. But I'm not going to say there is or there isn't. Ralph I guess Ralph is kind of adamant and said, I guess that, he doesn't really think there's anything under there, at the time. And Mr. Copeland, of course, thought maybe there was, and if there was, that'd be interesting as
It
well.
was at the elementary school though.
No, not over there, you mean? Oh, the World War II one? No, there was nothing under that.
Didn't you have something at? Someone told me.
Just to put.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
When I talked to you at one
Sounds
point,
like that's
Yeah.
the best.
mentioned
Best
that you
thing.
thought that might be.
Yeah, there was conversation about there being a time capsule under the World War One.
There's kind of hard surface under it, whether it's just a pad or if it's enclosing something. Because at one time, somebody had drilled holes into whatever it is to enable putting flags. And that's the first time I had heard about the time capsule was, oh, they should have been more careful drilling the holes.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
The
No
only
destruction.
vandalism they had is little girls going to steal the flowers and give them to their mothers from there.
I understand that. I understand.
I confess.
And that's another issue. Debbie had a good idea the other day, was whether we move it or you put a new one there, maybe a town project to put a time capsule under it or next to it, so where you can get to it eventually. It might be a project that could go along with that whole process.
I do like that.
Just make sure the town. That's
a good idea.
Because it doesn't involve the other ones.
Yeah.
They often leak. We've had problems at schools.
Well, we won't make them out of lead like they used to. We'll change the materials on it. So I think we have, sounds like a good plan moving forward. Let's see what we can do moving forward. At a minimal, we'll have a duplicate there at a minimal, right? Down the road. And we'll figure that out once we have information from the history and everything else. And but we agree with both sides. We want to protect it for its history. We also want to honor all the veterans that are there and get as many people touching it, seeing it.
But we don't want it, the environment it goes into is important.
We agree with you.
Scenery is important, and we're not just gonna let it go.
No, I think we're all saying the same thing on that. We want to respect the stone, put it in the proper area, in a proper location, so that it's respected with all the names on there for what it is. So we're more honoring the men and women from our town. That's important to us. I know it's important to me. I know it's important to them. I know it's important to everybody sitting here talking about this. Doing it right is important. Let's see what this.
Be tough, though, you know. You know that.
You didn't expect nothing less. Right ahead. Don't expect nothing less. But we do want to see the next step in honoring those veterans that are there.
I guess the question I had to Mary is that you don't want it moved.
I don't want to what?
You don't want it moved.
I would rather it wasn't moved, but if it comes to that, I'll have to do it. No, I mean, it's just.
No, I mean, I'm not.
Deep down, no. I would, and most people that grew up there and so forth.
I have the same thoughts that you have about not moving it, but on the other hand, I think when we created the park, we created a one location where all the monuments. That's why we put the fire and the police monument up there, and that one would just add to it, you know, to the whole decor over there, you know, and one more, and then everybody can go there and see it without having to, you know, I don't want to say take their life in their hands, but it is dangerous over there sometimes. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, you know, and
Yeah,
but
well, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And see what.
as long as we both know that, you know, okay, if it has to stay there, fine. If it doesn't, then we can move it somehow.
Or that we exchange numbers.
Sure.
Numbers if we would.
Just for curiosity, do you have a timeline to hear back that whether or not it can be moved so we can plan next steps?
As soon as someone gets back to me,
Okay. So you're actively working on getting the information needed to be, and then,
have people's names in there, not available right now, but, so then we'll know.
okay. And do you have a timeline as far as when you would like it moved? Labor Day, Veterans Day?
We got other projects, you know, like the two things that I showed you there. That's both of those. You know, our funds are kind of depleting. So, as I said earlier, with this meeting, hopefully people will reach out to us to try to help out on the association, become a member, or you know, and help us fundraise. Years ago, I mean, we had $30,000-$40,000. We did motorcycle runs like over 10 years in a row, and we raised a ton of money on those, and all kind of at the VFW other events as well. But over time, I know just recently we had to have the granite on the helicopter replaced, which cost us, and that really took a toll on our funds. So we really want to keep the association going, and we'd like to add more people to it and have more fundraisers so that we don't have to impose on the town to take care of those monuments. I mean, I know the town takes care of the grounds, which we appreciate, but, you know, we feel as though that we want to try to take care of the monuments, the MIAPOW stone over there and all the other ones, so.
No, we agree with that.
Maybe we all try and come up with some ideas that we can shoot off to them as far as how to help fundraising. I mean, I'm not trying to push stuff into our office. So I mean, personally, like if you think of something, maybe to bounce back to them. I don't know. That's why I was thinking about the benches, right? Like the benches, I think doing stuff like that. And then you could take it a step further with maybe that will generate some more interest in the bricks and the different things that you're talking about, different ways, and then get other people involved that all of a sudden say, oh, shoot.
The bricks in the front on the front stone that has the Freetown Memorial and the date that it was established. But all those stones in front were companies in this town who donated either time or money in helping us do that. This town has got one hell of a business base, and they're very willing to help us.
Mhm.
Every time we've asked any business in this town, you know, so I can't say enough about that. You know, they just reach out. We can do the same thing. I mean, get some good companies in this town that are supportive.
No, absolutely. Thank you.
One of my last questions. Last time you moved the other stone boulder, do you remember how much it cost at that time?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, it did cost us, I think it was like between $5,000 and $1,000 at the time to do that. But, you know, we had some volunteers that helped out, you know, people that could help us move it.
Right.
And, you know, one of the companies in town was helpful with us as well. the biggest thing was that we had to take the plaque off of it because it was old, and we had to take it out and put new rosettes on it, I guess, is that what they call them? Rosettes? Put new ones on there, so, that cost was what it did, and the shrubs. We took all the shrubs out of there mainly, I guess, because they were ugly. And second of all is that now people can go up around the helicopter and sit on the wall if they want and look at look at the bricks and like that, so.
All right. Good stuff. So I'm glad to hear it. We'll work together and then we'll reconvene as soon as we get some more information. Could we check back in, let's say, a month, see if we heard anything, so that we're not
Oh, yeah.
waiting on it?
Yep.
All right.
I can let
Mary will keep up.
Debbie know,
Yeah.
but
That way we can start making plans to future of that park and make sure we include some area for that.
I'm gonna move forward on that.
I think it's a great idea. When you get back to your location, give Debbie the information so we have it for ourselves as well. So maybe we can help in some way as well. And then just keep us in the loop. That way we can help any way we can.
Very good,
Right.
thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. All right. We'll. Item agenda number 12, discussion and vote on process to accept donations to the town.
So currently, any donations that come, the Board of Selectmen have to approve the donations. And so, we have a very generous donor that every month donates money to the COA, and every month we have to put it on here. I just thought it might be easier for either to just delegate up to a certain amount, maybe like up to $250 or something, that I could just accept the donation on behalf of whatever department it's for. Just have them let me know about it, and then it doesn't have to necessarily come before the Board of Selectmen unless it's a larger donation. And I can just let you know, hey, the so-and-so donated, so you're aware. But I just think procedurally, it's, we do have those people that are very generous to the town in donating.
Yeah, I do like calling them out.
I was gonna
You
say
know?
my only issue is I do like the idea of saying
Thank
hey,
you.
thank you, Debbie, for giving this money, right? And I don't want to keep calling everything out, but what I usually think of is a very kind woman who keeps giving $50
Yep.
to the COA.
Thinking the same thing.
And I called it out the last time, right? But I kind of like that. Like, it makes me feel good that I can. Who am I, right? But it's like the fact that they feel that recognition.
Okay, I mean,
So I know it's one more agenda item. It's another thing. It does, but it's, to me, it's more of a respect to the person.
okay, we can leave it as is.
I think we can accept it and acknowledge it during the meeting as well.
It-
We can acknowledge that we took receipt of these donations.
We get it.
Instead of actually approving it and having a vote, we can skip that and say, hey,
Thank you.
Susan Smith gave another $50 this week, thank you, and just move on.
Up to you.
Yeah, because we're having to accept it. Yeah, so I guess we should just already accept the so are they having to wait to get the money until after we accept the donation?
I don't think so. They'll get a check, and then they call us up and they say, we've got a check from so-and-so, so we have to accept that donation. And then they put it in
It's
the
not,
donation
it's not
account.
flowing down their money.
Not really, no.
Now, one of the things for accepting donations, even like when you're doing charity, things like that, is how do we get the money from point A to point B, right? So if I want to donate $100 to the town, what's the process? I have to give you cash or a check, right?
Yeah, you just give us lots of times it's check, right?
Is there a way we can get a town Venmo or Zelle or something like electronically?
No, I'd have to check on that.
Because for them, I was looking at the veterans agent for this. If they had their own QR code, like every other business does these days, people can donate directly to their website or online, and it's a faster process. At the end of the day, wouldn't the treasurer and the accountant look at the same bank account, the information? They have to put a description of what that is.
Yeah, I think, there needs to be a vehicle for donations, first of all, right? Like the COA has their donation account. I think the library has a donation account. The ACO has a donation account. So first they have to have the donation account. Whether we can hook a Venmo to it, I'd have to ask the treasurer and the accountant. That's more their department.
So most of those, I would say it wouldn't affect it as much, but what I think you brought up was a great idea. If you had something like this over there and it had some sort of call out that if you'd like to make a donation to help keep this park going, scan this QR code or send a check to, it's not a bad call out.
And other towns do have it, like they do it for parking. They do it for, I know that's parking is different than donations, but they do have some at their parks to do just that, right? Like to donate, hey, my kids have played here all their lives. I like to donate $100 a month, whatever it is.
Sometimes there's friends of, right? So there's like friends of the library, friends of the COA. So they're technically a 501c3 that is not the town. So those can do things differently too. So let me check a little bit on it because I don't have the information for you today.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I think that will go a long way of, like they were saying, getting more people involved. Today's people isn't the cash, and people don't have change in their purses or their pockets anymore. They have credit cards or their darn phone that does all the electronic stuff out there, right? It's the way of the world, but at the same time, let's kind of catch up to that, and maybe that's a way to help them, like organizations like that, get some funding. So, yeah.
I recently downloaded Venmo for the first time, and I've always had everyone like, oh, they owe me money, they want to Venmo me. I have them send it to my wife. So now I actually have my own Venmo account. So I moved up. I'm a good boy.
Good job.
Two things are constant in my life. I get my $40 a month allowance for my wife, and I use her Venmo. That's it. I don't need cash. All right. Thank you for looking into that, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again in the future. All right. Item agenda 13: discussion and vote on who to represent the Board of Selectmen on the Superintendent's Strategic Planning Group. All right. So, as we know, a lot of moving parts right now with the school district, with the votes from Lakeville, votes potentially a super town meeting coming up here in Freetown and Lakeville, possibly two, depending on how it all goes. Or there is a vote this week. As you know, the agenda came out today. So, but one of the things that Debbie has been continuously saying out loud for the past at least 3 years, if not longer, is we need to get together as a group and make sure that we're all on the same page. We know what the schools need, we know what the towns need, but more importantly, how do we get there together, right, without hurting one of the other entities, right? What I mean by that is, listen, we have a school district, we have our requirements that we have to pay into it every single year and everything else, but at the same time, there isn't an infinite amount of dollars in town of Freetown. Definitely not, I can't speak for Lakeville, but for Freetown, we don't have an infinite amount of taxation that we can increase. So Dr. Starkey has proposed a strategic planning. She wants I think she wants, 45 people? I think that was the goal, 30, 45 people.
Sure.
So the number is fluid. So, but the idea is to get everybody in the same room and get that discussion started today versus waiting year after year. Right. In principle, it's a great idea, but we need somebody that's going to be there to represent the town of Freetown, just like we did for the IMAs and everything else. So, if it's okay with you two, I'd like to throw myself in that ring because I've already been involved in negotiations, have a pretty good handling of understanding of where we are with both sides of both Freetown, Lakeville, and the school district. I think I would add more value to that meeting, but. Again,
I'm okay.
I'm easily taken off that rope as well because I do enough.
I live by something, and that's I was trying to be proactive rather than reactive. Right?
Yep.
And I think for all sense of purpose, that's exactly what this should accomplish, or hopefully accomplish. Right. So I think it's a great idea. To your point, you've already been involved. As long as Debbie's involved, you're involved. I'm okay. So. You're okay with that, Jeff?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to take this vote over from you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
With that, I'm going to entertain a motion that Carlos Lopes represents the Board of Selectmen on the Superintendent's Strategic Planning Group.
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. My wife loves you guys. All right. Next one is item agenda 14. We were here to discuss and vote on whether to approve the change order for the Freetown Elementary School fence project. All right. For those keeping track, the fence projects, we started the discussion a couple of years back. PTO, Senator Rodrick, us as the Board of Selectmen, Superintendent at the time. Everyone's had their discussion. We all agreed here at this juncture that it was a good idea to move forward with the fence project. Subsequently, the town approved it at a town meeting, and here we are. That said, things change once you put the shovel to the ground, and this is a change order that we're here to discuss, and it's for the tune of $5,970. It's to replace the steel cantilevered gate with a 25-foot wide aluminum cantilevered gate style. And this money takes care of the labor, equipment, and materials in accordance with the description we have above from the statement of work.
We have the money still, we have enough money.
So we're gonna be over the article money, by about $3,000. I have, approached the PTO in the past to see if they would fund the difference. I believe they will. If not, we have funding in the repair funds for the school, but I think the PTO will pay the difference.
Yeah, I mean, they were originally trying to do a lot more work on their own, right? Before
Right.
This kind of took off.
So this gate is the big gate into the existing playground area where the cars go. It will be aluminum instead of steel, so it will hold up better. It'll be one end with the roller on it will be 25 feet long and shorten the other side, the swing side, to 15, so it won't sag as much because that's kind of what's happening. And the rollers on it, because it'll be 25 feet of sliding gate. The rollers on it, the original corded one, the rollers were exposed, and they were afraid of somebody sliding it and kids getting their hands in it. So these will be enclosed rollers, so there won't be any pinch points. So that's why we requested the quote for the upgrade. And I did talk to Mr. Goodwin and Mr. Higgins while we were at the school for the roof project, and they all agreed that this was worth the money and worth because of the safety for the children and the longevity of the gate and the ease of the gate, right? Because it's going to be rolling. So we're also tied with procurement laws, but we're okay. This is under that threshold, so I think we're going to move forward. And if there's an issue that PTO will not fund the difference between the 35,000 and this is about 38,000 and change, I will come back to the board. But we still have funding in terms of repairs for the Freetown Elementary School.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, just the fact of it's going to make it safer. And yeah, beyond that.
Easier, safer, longer lasting.
You get more parking there as well when it's used for parking, because now you don't have to close the gate. You can just slide it closed, similar to what we have at the boat ramp.
Yeah, although I think actually better than even that.
Good. All right. Any questions, concerns?
No.
All right. I entertain the motion to approve the change order 1 for the Freetown Elementary School fence project to the tune of $5,970.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, item agenda 15, similar in nature. We're here to discuss and vote on to approve the change order 1 for Fire Station 2 paving project. So, like many change orders, price has gone up. In this case, the original price contract was $61,163. They're proposing a new change order in the amount of $17,876.77, bringing us to a grand total of $79,039.77. This is from Pawtucket Hopnex Asphalt Company. And this is to modify the pricing agreement between us and them for the Fire Station 2 pavement improvement. So I'm assuming material has gone up as far as pricing.
That was just Chuck had requested them to do additional work once he was out there.
Okay. And as far as the funding, we have to go back to,
We have the funding.
perfect.
I believe we allocated $100,000 for this project, which is why he asked for additional work.
Yeah, he widened it out, right, and did some stuff. So yeah, so
Looks nice.
Okay.
The town's looking great. The little improvements we've made over the last few years, it looks fresh, refreshed. So, any concerns, questions before I move forward? All right. I entertain the motion to approve the change order 1 for Fire Station 2 paving project in the tune of $17,876.77 to a grand total of $79,039.77.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Discussion and vote went to approve the road opening permit for 45 North Main Street, Assonet, Mass. For water service. These standard procedures. We get these from time to time, new construction, new fixes, new bills, things like that nature. This one's no different. This one's for 45 North Main Street. It looks like everything's in order here. I see all the permits and everything else for, all right. Samuels Lane, School Street, across from North Main Street, opposite side of the road, 6x6 hole, pretty standard.
Yeah.
All right. Entertain a motion to approve the road opening permit for 45 North Main Street, Assonet, Mass. for water service.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Selectman Cavallo.
All right. We do agenda item 17, which is acknowledge the resignation of Lydia St. Laurent from signal operator effective 7/26/26. I'm just acknowledging that. She has a letter that I don't know if you guys read or not, but she's been with us for quite some time. And definitely want to thank her. It says 2013, okay. Just definitely want to thank her for her time and service to the town of Freetown. She was a dispatcher of mine when I was there. Great one, top notch. Really sad to see her go. But she says she will deeply miss the department and the town, and I'm sure the department and us will deeply miss her as well. So congratulations on her next endeavor.
Absolutely. Good
Thank
luck,
you.
Lydia.
Service.
Thank you. Absolutely.
All right. So we'll go to number 18, which is discussion and vote whether to hire an intern for town administration office.
So this is just a request because obviously our workload is incredible in our department. And the more projects that we're grant funded and the more grants we get and the more projects that I'm managing, the harder it is to get the work done in our office. I have colleagues that have great success with interns, but you have to pay them, right? You can't expect somebody to come for free. So I drafted a job description for an intern. I don't have anybody in mind, but there are a couple of schools that do public administration degrees. Bridgewater is one of them, Bridgewater State. So I'm hopeful that maybe we can get somebody that could help us, 10 or 15 hours a week would be a benefit for them and a benefit to the town to have somebody that would learn and be available to help my department in general. And it's just something I thought it might be worth trying. We're limited in our physical capacity to bring on staff, too much staff, and we're limited in our funding, but this might be a win-win for us, and I have no way of knowing until I try it.
How many hours are you proposing? I don't think I saw that in this.
Yeah, I haven't really laid it out. I'm thinking 15 to 20 maximum. I mean, again, because I have physical capacity space issues, But and I'm hopeful maybe I can get a grad student because they're really, they're looking for the experience, right? They're looking to work. They're looking to learn.
Yeah, someone that's taking a master's in public administration looks for these type of jobs. So,
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what are you thinking?
I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's, and I don't want to downplay it, but it's probably the cheapest way to get good help, right? It's a win-win. It's a win for them. It's a win for the town. You never, it's not 100% success. You never know, right? But you can interview, you can do your best. And there was two things that came to mind. My first thought was, where do we put them, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
Where do we put them? And then, how do we pay them? Right. So those are, my only two real concerns. Beyond that, I think I don't think that there's going to be a ton. Is someone who hopefully is that far along won't need a ton of training for what you're trying to do with them, right? They should hopefully have a pretty good jump that you're not coming, because what I don't want is someone to come in and spend 15 hours and you're spending 18 hours trying to train them up.
And I don't have the capacity for that, so that won't happen, right? I think that I have, I think there's specific things that I will farm off to this person consistently, so I can say, hey, this is this, but once they've done it a few times, they can continue to do it.
Exactly.
it's probably going to be grant related, right? There's always a lot of reporting that has to happen with these grants. Right now, I got an EPA grant. It's a lot of work. The opera grants, even though the funding's done, I'm still filing reports on that. These are things that you can kind of show them. This is the reports I've done. You just it's legwork. I think I can train somebody pretty quickly to do. Where I'm going to put them, probably in my office at this point in time, just to work at the conference table or downstairs in the conference room, if in fact that can be utilized. I'm going to pay them out of my professional and technical budget, which I have, which is about, I think, $25,000 I have, which is for that reason, if I need to hire somebody. So I do have some funds. So it's not a matter of going back to townspeople and asking for more money.
Thank you, 'cause that was one of my questions.
That was gonna be my question
We had to go
too.
to town meeting to approve the description, funding for this and everything else. I think it's a great idea because you're right. We've said it 1,000 times out loud, but let's use this platform to do it again. Getting the grant's the easy part. Applying for is the easy part. Once you get it, maintaining it can really bog you down, right? The technical stuff behind that, it gets to be a lot. So I agree with you on that.
And if it gets away from you, it's hard to get caught up. And we have the COA library building, which is a grant.
Right.
So Nicole and I and Matt all had discussions about it's a heavy lift for us. And so I think that's another concern. If I bring somebody in early in the track, I can train them, tell them who they need to talk to ask the questions, what has to be done to work. We're closing the Hathaway Library, as you guys have seen. Maybe we set up an office there, and I don't know. I'll figure that piece of it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I listen. If you've answered those two questions for me beyond that, I think it's a no-brainer. Honestly.
Let's give it a try and see what happens. And then
Yeah, it's going to be a trial and everything for sure.
Oh, yeah.
and who knows, it might be a good opportunity for somebody in Freetown that's in that field. They can see what their town's doing, also get the requirements for their school. So
Yeah.
it's a good idea. All right.
All right.
This.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to hire an intern for the town administration office.
Make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, 19. Discussion and vote whether to approve the job description for public administration intern. It looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it tells you everything you need as far as your roles and responsibilities, your qualifications, what's needed, and of course, preferred qualifications. And then it does get into everything that we discussed so far, from budgeting to finances to everything. So it's well written. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no issues with it. I read through it. No issues.
All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve the job description for the public administration intern.
I make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. The important one, discussion and vote on setting the pay rate for public administration intern.
$40 and a sandwich. No, go ahead.
A week.
I did ask around that it's around $20 an hour for a paid internship.
At that price, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So it's not a lot of money, but they won't come without some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not coming. They're coming for a resume builder, right? They're not coming for the cash.
So, but at the same time, you got to pay them.
I need gas money and coffee money.
Yeah.
I look at this like we do for like clerks when we hire them, right? We get a lot of people interested in coming in. Then they want to come in and negotiate a higher salary, and we're like, well, this is what it pays here in Freetown, and then you kind of weed through a lot of those just from that alone. So getting it to that point right away sets a good precedent, and hopefully we don't have to go back and forth with many. So
Yep. I'm okay with if
Yeah.
that's what the average rate is. I'm completely okay with it. $20 an hour is a bargain.
I believe that's in tune with what everybody else makes, right? As far as that in that same field, right? Clerks, step one is like I think 21.
Clerks are a little bit higher than that, right? And rightfully so, because they're full-time employees that are dedicated and committed to the town. You know, interns will come and go. You'll probably get one for maybe 6 months to a year.
Right.
So you're not gonna pay them what you're gonna pay a full-time and committed employee, but you're gonna pay them something to get the quality interns so that they can actually do some work.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to set the pay rate for public administration intern at $20 an hour.
So moved.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discussion, I'm sorry. Number 21, discussion and vote on whether to hire a department assistant to assist with procurement.
So this is a little bit different. Procurement is a bottleneck in my office because it is difficult and there's a lot of pieces to it, right? There's currently, we have to put it out to bid, and just about anything over $10,000 has to go out to bid. So that's almost everything now. And Luann will work on it. I will work on it. There's just a lot to it. So of course, I'm trying to find solutions to our issue with trying to keep the workflow moving in our office. I probably have 10 procurements that need to go out that are on my desk right now that have been sitting there waiting until I could get to them, which holds up everybody else, right? Chuck's salt shed is sitting there. The RFP for the grant for the schoolhouse is sitting on my desk. The roof sat on my desk for a while for the FES school. So these projects sit there until I can get to them. So one of the solutions was, now I may be able to have the intern do the RFPs, but the other solution is I also have found somebody that will do them per diem, like, you know, hey, here, do this RFP, get it done for me, and I'll have it in 2 days and get it back. So I'm looking for options. I'm not necessarily sure I'm going to use this, but I do have, right, like I said, it's a bottleneck. It's been a bottleneck for quite some time in my office. Hopefully the state, and I wrote letters in a proponent to change the law so that it's, you know, $10,000 15 years ago when procurement laws came in is different than $10,000 today because everything is $10,000. So we're looking to up those numbers, but until then, everything has to go out to public bid, and it's difficult. It's not the easiest. Massachusetts procurement law is not basic. It's not just one, and there's 3 different or 4 different sets of rules depending on what you're doing and which rules you have to follow. So I'm looking. I do know that I can hire somebody to write RFPs. I will ask for a little bit of deference with what I pay them because some RFPs are quick and easy and they won't require a lot of money. Some are a lot more extensive. I mean, some of them can be 200 pages long for an RFP. It just depends on what it is. For instance, the roof at the FES school, we hired GRLA. They did the RFP, right? We had to pay them like $30,000. So when they get that technical, I have to hire somebody to do it anyways. I'm looking for somebody to do some of the smaller ones, but at a shorter, like $250 type of price range to get an RFP done.
So you're looking at more like a stipend per hour.
Yeah, like a flat fee, because I can do an RFP in maybe 2 hours. Somebody else, it might take them 10 hours to do the same RFP. It just depends on how skilled you are and how quickly you can do it. I'm actually trying to get somebody to set up a template. Like all of you'd have to look at an RFP, but so that it would be pretty standardized except for the scope of work. It is difficult because every project is different. And depending on whether you're going to, Porta Pasture, they get a grant to do some to do some work down there. So conservation has to go out to bid because the work's going to be more than $10,000. That is actually considered public works. So it's a different table. It's going to be done differently than just putting it out under supplies and service contracts. So they're different, and I'm just trying to alleviate the bottleneck. Now, if I get a good intern, I may not need to do this at all. I may have the intern do RFPs. And Luann has done quite a few. I do quite a few. We do them. It's just I'm trying to have a resource so that we don't get bottlenecked.
Mm-hmm, sure.
That I won't necessarily use all of the time, but that's available to us.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with it. I'm just looking at it as just another body in the building, you know?
It won't be in the building. It'll be something I farm out to them and have them do like a per diem thing. They're gonna, because it's somebody that does them and they'll do them at nighttime. They'll do them on the weekends. They're gonna do them in addition to their full-time position.
Absolutely. If someone's just retired from doing this for 20, 30 years and this is a nice per diem job, that's
And it
nice.
could be 10, and then we won't have any for 6 months. Because it's all driven by the funds, right? So when there's a grant money, that drives them. When there's town meeting, after town meeting, we have a whole bunch. And then we don't have any, when the money dries up, there's no RFPs, because there's no money.
Right. And as far as the funding for this, is it
This is gonna be my same technical
same
budget.
professional and technical budget? Okay. Yeah. If we have 10, if you say you have 10 projects sitting there because we don't have the bodies to get to them, yeah, it's a problem, right? We need these things, we approve them. Some of them are grant driven, right? Some of them are deadlines we have to meet, so we don't have to pay back these funds. So we may be, hurting ourselves in the end if you're just sitting on your desk, right? Right? It's a pressure for everybody. But at the same time, if we can get them off your desk and up and going, right? Because
And it might be something that I have somebody write them, and I have the intern pull it all together. Luann usually pulls it all together. But then there's a packet like this big that needs to then be scanned and saved somewhere. Like that would be a good thing too for like an intern to do as opposed to Luann, because it takes her a long time. It's just that we just have a lot of work in our office because of the grant funding, because of the number of grants that we do. You have to just keep that in mind. We do much more grants than other facilities.
So you're gonna come up with a pay scale based on what it is, like how you're gonna go about doing it?
It's hard for me to tell you. It's going to be a flat fee, I think, but I'm guessing in my head around $50 an hour. So I kind of have a sense of, some of these things are 2 to 4 hours. I'm gonna
Well, I
say
guess
4
that's what I mean,
hours.
right? So you're saying, okay, to do the one at the elementary school, we had to hire someone else out, and that would have been 100 hours. So then we know something like that's gonna, cost us a lot of money versus this one might only be an hour. So you think it's flat rate $50.
Yeah,
So
it'll probably be like $250, like for a lot of the smaller ones.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's once again, it's per diem, so it's not hiring a physical body to be in the building. It's not all the time. It's not a big deal.
I have somebody in mind, so I'll have to come back with a contract for this person and a conversation, or like at least, so this isn't the last conversation we'll have on this. It's just sort of a beginning conversation to tell you what I've been thinking, because I always say that I'm a solution-based manager. The problem right now is my office in terms of where we're bogged down. And so I'm trying to create solutions for my own department. It's easy for me to look at other departments and say, oh, you need X, Y, and Z. But for myself, over the last few weeks and 3 weeks, all of you know, the workload is just incredible, and we've been working as many hours as we can. But I'm at a point where there's no more of me to work. I can't work more than 70 hours a week. I just can't do it. And so I need to start coming up with solutions, and this is what I've come up with. Obviously, willing to have any conversation you want to have. I know the restrictions are space, of course, money. I'm trying to come up with solutions that will help us at pinch points. Because once we get out of a pinch point, like right now, once I get these 10 RFPs off, I may have a lull, and I don't need a person necessarily in my office full time. I just need to have somebody that when we get bogged down, I can push the work.
So essentially, the structure is similar to how we do the recording clerks, right? They're there for when we need them. When we don't need them, they sit idle.
Right.
I also got rest of soul think of what Alton was doing for us, right? Like that's what he was per diem. He was good at, changing around a lot of things, and
Yeah.
he was background. He was able to look at all this stuff and go through and say, oh, okay, these are all the procedures and stuff that policies and procedures will change. And he brought them to us, and we approved
Yeah.
them, and it was great. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, obviously, we'll hear more about it, but at this point, I think it's worth having the conversation and moving
Yeah.
forward. That's my
I agree.
perspective.
No, I agree. I think the conversation is warranted because it's one of those things. You stay so busy as a town, right? And you stay that same tempo all these years, and then at some point it catches up to you, right? Because
Yeah.
you get so bogged down. Because once you get one grant, you get more grants, right? It's like a compounded interest. So
And you don't want to turn away the grant
No.
money, because once you do, you won't be getting more.
You can't rely on having an intern right? So this is kind of that, you, to your point, well, you might not need this person if you have the intern,
Right.
right? But I don't have an intern and I have 10 grants sitting there. I need to do something with it. Now you have this person, right? And they're not waiting on this. This isn't their only source of income, hopefully, right? So yeah.
And I think, also like, I'm going to take a couple weeks vacation. I'd like to be able to do that. This would give Luann the ability to say, look, this RFP come in. Can you get it going? And then when Debbie comes back, she can just okay it. Or vice versa, right? Because Luann does do a lot with procurement. She does a lot of the legwork for the procurement as well. And that's part of the reason why I'm struggling right now. But, so it's more to also be able to give us our time off. You know that we've left our vacations on the table for the last, since I've been here. We don't use them. We can't use them because we can't take any time off. And I think we're really running down because of that.
Yeah, your time off is there to take, so we want you to take it. But you're right, you guys are in some ways stuck there because you guys stay busy so long.
Yeah. Well, I thought the grants were gonna, stop.
Yeah.
And luckily they haven't.
Surprise.
Luckily they haven't. Well, we have, I have to give your department heads credit. They are all now writing grants on their own, so it's not just my office. Rebecca has her own going. The police chief has his own. Even the fire chief has his own. I mean, Nancy's writing grants. They're all writing grants as well. But we're the only ones that do procurement.
Yeah.
So even the water department and whatever you guys approve at town meeting or the town votes to approve for spending money, that's all procurement.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Give it a shot. See what it does.
All right. So I will entertain a motion to hire a department assistant to assist with procurement.
I made that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now we're going to discuss 22, discussion and vote on setting the pay rate for department assistant.
Yeah, this one's just gonna be a little more difficult. Just like I said, it's almost gonna be like a flat rate where I look at it and think, gauge
Yeah.
the hours and say, this one's, and like I said, I'm thinking $50 an hour. But
Can we do it like it set it like, okay, just set it towards you deciding the amount of hours at $50 an hour?
yeah, and I would probably cap it at no more than $1,000 per RFP. If it's bigger than that, I can bring it to you guys. I only have limited funds, so I have to be careful.
Right.
I can't spend more than.
Because I just don't want to say, to your point, it's $50 an hour. If you're saying, hey, I want to structure it flat rate and make it easier, then it's like, how do we do that?
Yeah,
That's why
I
I've
would
done-
say
I've done
$50 an hour.
Pay scale. So that's,
Yeah,
So-
based on how many hours I think it will take at $50 an hour, I will negotiate a flat fee with them. No more than $1,000 without coming back to the board. I don't think it'll be that high, but
This is coming from the same thing, professional type budget.
professional tech, yeah. Which I think I have either $20,000 or $25,000 in. But I do use it for.
Yeah.
I use it if we have to hire some consultant for anything. That's where the money comes from. So I don't want to spend it all. I need it for in case something comes up.
Oh, absolutely. There's always something that comes up. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, honestly. You okay with it?
Take a look.
I'm
and
okay with it.
If it works for us, great. If it doesn't, you can always change it.
Yeah. So, all right, we will, I'll entertain a motion to set the pay rate for the department assistant at a flat rate of,
Based on $50 an hour per Debbie's estimation of time.
up to $1,000.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
How about that? We worked on that
we
one.
worked on that together. Don't worry.
Motion made.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll let you know what's going on in my administrative reports.
Yep. Appreciate it.
We'll have that information. So if you have any questions about them,
Yeah, just keep an eye on the budget part of it.
I will.
Yeah, I know you will. I know.
Well, the thing about it too is we do have, like you're saying, there's $25,000 left in that budget line, so we know that's what we have to work with.
Yeah.
Or you have to work with.
And I
so.
won't spend it all because I need, like I said, I never know what's gonna come up or I need a consultant for something.
No, we know you're frugal, just like us. So
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we understand.
All right, 23, discussion and vote whether to approve the following appointments. A, Harry Ashley Jr. to Local Emergency Planning Committee Director, effective 7/1/26. B, Michael McHugh to Emergency Management Member, effective 8/4/26. C, we'll have to skip because it's me. D, Brian Sylvia as Heavy Equipment Operator of Highway, effective 8/10/26.
Subject to, an approved,
Yes, subject to all tests coming back.
Haven't received the results.
You haven't received it?
Yep.
Okay. Haven't received the results of testing. And E, Ryan Pereira as Acting Sergeant, 4/1 schedule, effective 7/31/26. And that's because we have a sergeant.
Let me look.
it should be a
I
four.
think it's a typo. Hold on.
Was it?
Or two.
So I was just saying, we don't have a 4-1 schedule.
Yeah, I didn't think so either,
It's a
but
4-2 schedule.
4/2 schedule, effective 7/31/26. That's because we have a sergeant out on maternity leave. Any questions, comments,
No.
discussion? All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve those following appointments, which will be A through E, minus C.
So moved.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll call out C. if
Thank you.
want. So, I entertain a motion to, appoint Chad Cavallo as Public Records Clerk, Planning Board, and Tax, Increment Financing TIF Board, effective 4/6/26 through 4/5/27.
Make that motion.
I will second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Back to
All
you,
right.
sir.
Thank you. 24, discussion and vote whether to rescind the following appointments for fiscal year 2027. A, Linda Ramirez from Parade and Fireworks. B, Ashley Emery from Parade and Fireworks. And C, Greg Goodwin to Master Plan Committee. Any comments, discussion?
No, we'll miss him.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Great work, especially Linda with the Parade and Fireworks Committee. She did it for years, running the parade portion of things. I was been very lucky to be able to learn from her over the years. Same thing with Ashley. She's been running our Facebook page and as well as making sure that we're doing everything for the town. So, and then first, of course, Greg. He's been instrumental helping us making sure we do everything for FES in our school systems. So, 3 great people.
Yes.
Awesome. So I will entertain a motion to rescind those following appointments for fiscal year 2027.
Make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. All right. Board of Parks Commission, anything to discuss?
No.
Nothing good. Town Administrator, any reports? All right. I don't think we have any old business. Public input.
Yep. Are you ready?
You good? Say your name and
Yep. My name's Robert Weaver. This is my sister Joanne Wilson. We've been in town for 60 years. We've owned property. We pay our taxes. And I have a complaint against the building inspector who's been harassing my sister, coming in her home, walking around her property. The state law says he cannot go on our property without cause. He's threatened her. He's called her in Florida. She's 80 years old, and we want to know what you're going to do about it. She's also let the town, when the town needed to use our property, take down the building, we were there for you. We saved you thousands of dollars out of, this guy has done, he's given us, citations, my sister citation 3 times in a week's time. You people are going to be summoned into court because of a little 3 by 13 sign that says advertise here, which where the building is, it's a business zoned property. We took the sign down.
Yeah.
But he's got signs where the interim building inspector's office is. There's signs all over the place for like hairdressing, bicycle, exercise equipment, big signs there, no permit. But it's okay, and I don't understand it. And I don't see how you're gonna let him harass an 80-year-old woman more than 3 times. He's gone on our property. She's been warned. Debbie told him, don't go on our property. Why is he walking around the property harassing my sister?
Well, so outside looking in, I don't think the intent that he has is to harass anybody. All right. All right. So let's, hold on.
Okay.
All
right, go ahead.
I'll give you time.
right.
I don't think his intent is to harass anybody. Carl was hired years ago as our building commissioner to go around town making sure we're all following the bylaws. Right.
Okay,
You, for 60 plus years living in town,
yeah.
you might have seen different ways of doing things. Right. Especially enforcement of bylaws, but they're there for a reason. So I know the bylaws that he's coming to you folks for it may seem silly and trivial, all right? So like a sign or anything else, but what he's trying to do is making sure that the town is not only appears great, right, outside looking in, but also making sure all the structures are safe for everybody involved, right? And I can fully understand him going to your property. It may sound like he's picking on you, but I can assure you of this: he's not picking on you. From what he's done this, he does this to across town to other.
No, he does not. He doesn't go in people's property, walk around their property. He has no right to. This is the state law. It's right here. You can read it for yourself. Please take it.
Yeah, if you don't mind bringing it up, I'd love to see what you're looking at. Yeah.
You don't go in people's homes and serve them. You mail them.
Was it all of it, or just this, the one that's highlighted?
Here we are.
Okay. Okay, if you don't mind, give me a second so I can make sure. AI overview. Now, from my understanding,
Let me finish.
All right, sure,
Okay.
sure.
We go to court. 2 weeks ago, okay? He knew it didn't go well for him. The next morning, he was harassing my sister at 10 o'clock in the morning.
so what happened the next day in the morning?
He threw a ticket at her for the 2 signs, okay? Never gave any warnings, never gave anything in writing, never said, hey, Miss Wilson, you really can't have those signs on the building. Okay, that would be the proper thing to do. Instead, he arrests her and throws a ticket at a $100 fine. So we're going to court. I got to summons all you guys in here. You're going to take time out of work for $50. And how many people have signs around town? I can show you. I got them on my phone. I can show you 100 of them right now. Firewood, fire. I wasn't selling firewood. It just was someone's phone number that was selling firewood. I let somebody put a sign because he wanted to make some money. Debbie said, hey, Bob, I took him down. So you guys are going to go to court, waste all your time for what, $50? And there's signs everywhere in this town. When's he going to go after every single one? I can show you signs that say right over by the church, firewood for sale. It's been there 20 years.
I can see how frustrating that can be, but one thing we can't discuss is what he's doing enforcement wise for any other property, right? But I do assure you, he is going around, not just you. He is discussing with different people. No, is it everybody that you're mentioning? Probably not.
But I'm not here for that.
Yeah, hold on,
We're not here for that. We're here for him going in my sister's home and throwing tickets at her. He has no right going on our property. He has no right to harass my. If he wants to give a ticket, he mails it.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you the reason why. He mailed her one the other day, a certified letter for the same exact thing. We have a house for sale. That's
Right here.
I understand, but the house is for sale. He doesn't even know the law.
Sure. So, from my understanding, the second ticket, you got a second summons in the mail because the first one was never responded to, from my understanding. Is that correct?
Sir,
In Florida.
Okay, no, hey, congrats for being in Florida, and I appreciate that.
sir,
Thanks for letting
first
us
of
know.
all, listen.
But she's the person that's assigned to these buildings.
No,
Right? So,
he
she's
knows.
the person.
I have power of attorney from my sister to answer anything. Plus, he puts the wrong address on his summons.
Okay.
65 Main Street. There's no property on 65 Main Street.
Let me ask one question. Why do I have this property is for sale? Why do I have to register it as an abandoned property?
And
I'm sorry, I don't-
we're not here for that. That's not even a question.
To answer her question,
I want to know
Mr. Weaver.
what gives him the
Weaver.
right to make up his own law.
I want to answer her question first, and we'll go back to that. So what he's trying to do is, you've heard of the Fire Prevention Act, the Arson Act, making sure that any abandoned building that it's in town doesn't, when it does combust, if it combusts, there's no hazards for the first responders going in. Right? It may sound trivial.
No,
It's
I
funny,
agree with you
but-
100%.
But it's there
I
for a
agree
reason.
with
It's
you.
based on laws across the states. All the United States is a federal law, state law, right? Not just here locally. So we use that's part of our bylaw, right? But not the full law. So we're going from the top down. So the reason why he's doing it is to make sure that it doesn't happen. So
We are with you 100% on that, 100% on that. Here's the problem. Here's what it states. He made up his own bylaw. There's no bylaw that states this. Here's what it says. If you shall be responsible of the owner to the registered and maintain the abandoned and foreclosed property in accordance to Article 2004-3 and general bylaw, the owner, by signing this document, gives the building commissioner or designee the right to enter your property at any time.
are you reading that from Article 1?
I'm reading it from his phony makeup
Okay. Well,
that he made up that there's not in the bylaw.
Okay.
100% not in the bylaw. No building inspector can go in your house.
Massachusetts. So
Who would sign it? Nobody. We didn't sign it, so he brought us to court. What's he going to do? He already went to court on it. You know what happened to him? Here's what happened to him. He's brought us to court 3 times, and every single time, he's lost.
So while you're here, sir, here is the official bylaw from the town. Keep that as a copy, right?
Right.
So all those things are highlighted would reflect what he's trying to do here.
No, he can't enter your property.
Again, I'm giving you
Where does it say that he can enter the property? Show me,
okay.
please.
Where'd it go? So it does give him permissions to
To what?
obtain evidence that the stuff's there, right? So he's looking for accumulation of trash, debris, things like that, right?
Where is it? There is no trash.
And I'm not saying your house in general. I'm
Okay.
just giving you general terms of what he's looking for.
Right to go in your house.
I don't know.
I mean, come on, it's simple.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't have the right to go in your house. And
So
if you want, what we're going to do, we're going to go to court, and we're going to. I'll tell you right now, because he's not getting away with harassing my sister at 80 years old. He's not getting away. He can't be serving people at the house. If he wants to serve you, mail a letter. Don't be going in her house.
So one of the things he can do is send you certified mail, which
That's
he has.
correct. I agree with
Which
you.
he has, right? He's we have.
No, he did not. He served her at her house, I said.
I know. I'm just letting you know he has sent you certified mail.
He
Give you a certified mail number if you like.
No, I know that. No,
Yeah,
that's
right.
right. We just got it. We just got it today.
I have another fine for him that he mailed, that he
Went in her house.
knocked on my door and stuck it on,
And give her a time.
didn't even tell me who he was or anything else like that.
Well, our intent here as a board is to make sure that our town is running.
Okay, you're ready to go to court in 2 weeks, right? You all's going to be summoned over a little sign that said advertise here. You want to go to court? You're sure? And you're
I didn't say yes or no about going to court. What I'm telling you
you
is
gotta
this.
go to court.
Hold on. Let me speak. Right. I understand. I understand this is a frustrating endeavor for you. You're animated, and I can respect that.
Well,
Right?
why?
I
Who
respect
wouldn't be?
that.
Would you want somebody picking on your sister at 80 years old?
I respect that. Family's number one.
Then
Right?
do something about it.
We all have to do something about it, right?
Okay.
So if he's coming to you for ABC, what's there that he keeps coming back to for ABC? Have those underlying issues been addressed?
Yes.
Have they been looked at and make sure that they don't happen in the future once again?
Sure. The bottom line is a little sign. He could have very simply said,
The
"You
main
can't have it on the building."
purpose of
It's
what
not a
he's
big
there
deal.
for- listen.
Go after everybody then.
The purpose.
He's got signs in his parking lot where his
listen.
office is.
Hey, this is a conversation. So you
Understand?
speak.
Well,
I
then
listen.
do something
I
about
speak.
it.
I
Say
speak,
you're going to
you
do
listen.
something about it.
We are doing something about it.
Okay.
Right. That discussion has already been had with our building inspector. With make sure we're consistent with the bylaws that we have, the bylaws that I've given you today. He's going to be consistent. We are going to use certified mail to the best extent possible to make sure that it's all documented. But underlying issues, if he's brought something into your attention, If it is a $50 fine or $50 fee, whatever it is, are you working with him to get it resolved? Because he's not, hold on.
No,
He's
you
just
can't
not
work
going
with
there.
him. It's impossible. He
we don't
doesn't
just pay him.
work
We
with
don't just pay
us.
him, Mr. Weaver. We don't just pay him to go around and harass people. It's not his job.
You don't.
It may sound like
you
that.
don't call that harassment. A 3-inch by 3 foot says advertise here. You give her $100 fine for that, and it's not even. It's a banner. It's not even a sign. I mean, come on. When you guys wanted to use our property, we said, "Hey, go ahead." You're going to allow him to do that?
Mr. Weaver, we're not allowing, we haven't said we're allowing him to do
Well, you must allow because you're going to court. We're all going to court on it.
his job is the building commissioner. He is allotted some rights based on state and federal law. So our job to support our employees is to the best extent possible while supporting our residents. So when we look at a complaint from a resident or from the building commissioner, we look at all sides. We don't just say, hey, Carl's our guy, we're going to just do everything he says. We're not doing that. I can assure you we're not doing that. In fact, taking anybody to court, we take that very personally at the town of Freetown. We want to make sure our residents are respected at all times. Hold on, right? And I understand you're frustrated. And and thank you for coming here and speaking to us. But at the same time, if there are underlying issues that we keep addressing or keep going to, whether it's a sign, whether it's wood, whether it's your vehicles, whatever it is, we have to address
Do you rode around town?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many signs are on people's lawns? How many?
There are signs.
How many?
Yes, there are
you
signs.
going to go after every one of them? He's going to do it?
His job is not to go after every one of them. His job is to enforce the bylaws.
Right. And don't you think you ought to, if you have a sign on your property or something, don't you think with some common sense, you might say, hey, Mrs. Wilson, you really can't have the sign. If you'd like to, you come down to our office and get a permit for it. Instead of trying to fine her.
Oh, absolutely.
Why did you let it happen?
And I have no doubt that both sides of that conversation do play out on a day-to-day basis, right? I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt that they does go knock on people's doors, see somebody in the, hey, your sign's been there 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is, please remove it. I'm sure that happens.
But he didn't do it.
Try and interject here, but first of all, this isn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
But I will also say is he doesn't come to us for approval for
Right.
stuff.
I understand.
He has a job.
Right.
He's out there
I agree.
for things, good, bad, and different, for the town. So he didn't come to us, Mr. Weaver, and say, hey, we want to give her a fine because she has this sign. It came to us after the fact, right? So that's the way it is. So you say, I just don't want you to think like, oh, he's coming to us and saying, and we're up here saying, oh yeah, yep, go find.
No, I agree with you. I just think it's common sense that he gives someone an opportunity, if they do something wrong, a chance to fix it. You just don't fine them.
Don't you think that he should have written me a certified letter that I signed for, asking me to remove the sign before he issued?
Usually, I think that's the way it is there's
He did not
usually a
do anything
letter.
with the sign. That's
So, yeah,
that's
so
a
no,
different
and I'm not speaking to this, I'm saying that in general, that I think normally there's a letter sent for a corrective action, right? Like,
Correct.
okay,
I agree. That's all we're asking for.
and that's the way it's supposed to go.
banging
That
it.
didn't happen.
I mean, yeah, and he's done it twice, and calls are in Florida.
before he got there.
Yeah. So listen, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to.
No, I think it's just ridiculous. You got to go to court for a $50 sign that could have been corrected in 2 seconds, or just say, hey, I talked to Deb about it. Did I move it the next day? I removed it the next day. All you have to do is ask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he thinks he's getting it over on us, just like when he walked out. I'll get you. I saw what all the lies he was telling you guys. He lied in court. He lies all the time. He made a fool out of himself in court. Telling the court, oh, he's had a business there for years.
All right.
This never was a business there.
Well, as we move forward, we've all discussed this nature at length at this point, right? We've heard from both sides. So moving forward, he's going to do things the way we set forth, right? And we'll follow the bylaws. All written warnings will come via mail, right? If he does need enforcement, he will contact you and provide you ample notice. I believe the law states 24, 48 to come by and talk to you and things like that. Our job is this. It's simple and complicated at the same time. It's a balance, right? We have to enforce the laws that we have here in town, set forth by your fellow residents. At the same time, also give you the respect and privacy you need for your own properties. But let's work together. Let's see where it takes us. And do we want to go to court? Nobody wants to go to
Okay,
court.
let me ask you one question. Do you think it's right? He gives a ticket to my sister, okay? Mm-hmm. One day. On the back of the ticket, it says we have 21 days to appeal it, okay?
Okay.
5 days later, he puts another one on.
Okay. Well, if you had 21 days on one ticket, you should probably, again, we'd have to look at each specific.
It's the same ticket.
Same
It's
ticket?
the same ticket.
All right. Well,
That's harassment.
We've already, like I said, we've already discussed it. Especially with him, he knows where the board of selectmen wants to see this go as far as this type of enforcement with you or others as we move forward. We don't want to take any of our residents to court unless we absolutely have to. So he's going to look at all those things and tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day.
Great that you said that,
And
but prove it to me.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Wait, I gotta go to court 3 times now.
We understand that, sir.
So you're gonna let him bring us to court in 2 weeks where you guys are all gonna be summoned in over that sign that was on the building.
So if there's already court proceedings in place.
What?
If there's already court proceedings in place.
Yep.
Which sounds like they are.
Yep.
So there's only one or two ways of getting rid of a court proceeding. Either you dismiss it or you move forward with it. Right? We have 2 weeks to figure it out.
No, you could, no, that, it doesn't say that. You can,
No,
you
I'm
can
saying that's
resolve, you can resolve it before we go to court. You can resolve it.
Which is 2 weeks out, right? You said?
No, yeah, but I'm saying it says right on the summons that you can resolve it before the court.
Okay. And what's for this one to go into court? What's the resolve? What do you have to resolve before you go to court? For the one you go into court.
The
for?
fines for the sign.
Okay.
You remove the sign.
Just remove the sign. So you remove the sign. So
They're removed.
yep, the one outside the building, right?
Yeah, there's a little sign this big.
Okay. Sounds like in layman's terms, I'm not involved in it personally, but sounds like it's been resolved. So that should be a pretty straightforward
It hasn't been resolved because I still got to go to court.
for the fine.
Yeah.
If the,
If the sign's removed,
Yep. Oh, I know. I
I don't.
It's a criminal complaint, by the way.
so, you know, Debbie, do your thoughts on this one? I know you gotta be careful. Well, I'm trying to be careful about what we've said.
I think that it could be, I think the court could be notified that it's been resolved, and then we withdraw the paperwork on this, the sign one. I mean,
Yeah, no, so that's why I'm asking.
but there's also the other issue of the vacant properties, which are different, right? So we
Yeah.
just went to
I
court.
want to know your ruling on that.
So there's like 3 different properties, the vacant property of the house right at the corner, 6 South
Was
Main,
8.
that they just went to court and that was found no cause. But now there's one that he's sent a letter for 112 South Main Street.
And we go in there every day. We go in the house every day. It's for sale. We go in and check on the house.
It's got
We have
like-
cars in the garage. It's not vacant.
It's the just for instance, is the you mow the lawn over there?
Yeah, I got pictures of it. I can show you right now.
So, that one, I know he sent a second letter, a certified letter, that's what you have.
Right.
And that if he doesn't file it as a vacant property,
Yeah, go ahead.
he'll be,
Oh, that's fresh tracks.
if he doesn't file it as a vacant property, Kyle will probably file another citation.
Like I said, we will pay the $100 to
Jeez,
vacant. I just don't want to sign it because of this. I don't think that's legal.
Yeah.
It's not a bylaw. He made it up himself.
Like I said, the National Arson Prevention Institute Board, some of those laws are built into those as well. Right.
I've been to the fire chief. I said, hey, do you want anything? Because I wanted to say, he says, no, we're not involved in that. We don't get involved in that.
When there's no boarded up windows on that
It's just,
property,
I mean, he lost the first case. Now he wants to do it again. He wants to prove a point. And the reason why he walks around the, he's trying to find something wrong with the property he lost a court case with. He had no right going on my sister's property and knocking and walking around. And you got to realize it's a 2-family house. So there's an upstairs and a down. So he went around the back to check out the building that's on basically the same lot, just to be nosy, just to see if he could find something wrong. And that was the next day after court. We just went to court that day. Less than 8 hours later, he's harassing her again, giving her another ticket. Come on.
And I do.
What kind of man is that? Harassing an 80-year-old woman. What kind of man is that?
And I pay the taxes and
I know,
everything
I
on
know.
it, and it's not.
Been here 60 years and that's the way you're treated.
as a
And-
resident-
And we let the town use our property and saved you thousands, and you're gonna let him do this to us?
No, the town does appreciate you let us use it to tear down the building. We do appreciate that.
And
Well, maybe
And our goal for any resident in town, we don't want anybody on your property. I don't want anybody on my property, that's for sure, right? I know the same thing for you. But he's there for one reason or the other. Again, we've spoken with him. Everything's gonna be done systematically and the provisions that we have, the town bylaws. You will get any copies of certified mail so that there's less people on your property moving forward, okay? I understand your frustration that you think you're getting picked on. I
I
assure you.
am. I can prove it.
I assure you, from speaking with him and looking at all of it, he's not. It's not
He
just
doesn't
you.
tell the truth. That's what you don't understand.
Okay. Well,
He's very smoothing you over, and it sounds good. But I could pick apart him everything he said tonight.
well,
He's not telling you the truth.
hardest part about being in this position is to listen to both sides, right? And I'm trying to do that to give you the proper respect that you deserve as a resident of our town. At the same time, give him the proper respect as somebody that we hired and look to for answers, enforcing our bylaws. So as you can see, our job isn't as simple as you're right, he's wrong, he's lying, you're not.
no, but let me ask-
My job is kind of take
But
both
if you-
and make
if-
sure it works for everybody else moving forward.
If you have a sign where you work, in your parking lot where you work, and you go by it every single day, and that's okay,
Yeah.
they don't get, they shouldn't get the ticket like we did?
I
I mean, come on, I got the pictures of it. The sign, 50 feet away from his building, a bicycle training thing, somebody doing hairdressing. Is that okay with no permit?
No,
But that's okay?
You have a valid point that the bylaw is there for everybody, not just for any single individual. They're there for the entire town. So if one person's
It
doing,
just sounds to me like you're on his side.
I'm not
okay?
anybody's side.
Personally, I think
I'm on 9,210
I
resident
really do,
sides.
because I want to see something done about him.
Okay.
And I don't want him to harass my sister ever again.
I understand that, sir. Then the other half of this part is the way we speak to each other as residents and officials, right? As officials, our job sometimes to take it on the chin, right? Residents want to yell at us at any given point. Listen, let me finish, please.
All right.
It goes both ways. I'm treating you with respect. I'm talking in a calm and professional manner. And all I ask for you, Mr. Weaver, is when you speak to us, whether it's myself or my three selectmen, my town administrator, whoever you speak to at town hall, respect.
I do respect them.
Listen, let me finish, please. Respect goes a long way for everybody.
That's
If
correct.
we're getting yelled at, right? Every other word about hold on.
You know
I'm
why?
not
Because
saying
you haven't said one thing that says you're going to fix this problem. You haven't said that. That's why.
Let me finish speaking. You keep
Okay.
interrupting me, right? It's hard to get something out when someone's just
All right.
incestuously saying whatever they want. It sounds like that's part of the problem, possibly between everybody involved. One person speaking over the other person. Within the day, respect goes a long way. Whether you're spitting things out, screaming things, threatening people, not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying in general. People, when you get in that situation, you hear every other word, right? Or every other sentence. So what I mean by that is, we hear you. We have done something about it, right? Like we said, you're gonna see a different approach coming forward, right? More certified mail, more communication versus enforcement. No, enforcement's still gonna be there. Just because you're here doesn't mean he's gonna stop doing his job, right? But he's gonna be more systematic as far as how it's done. That way, we can track it. You can track it. It's all right there. We want to move away of just being on your property. We don't want to be on your property. We don't. But if he's there for something, he has to follow through with it because he has to answer to us at the end of the day, right? And we answer to you. So it's that situation. Are we doing something? Yes, we are. Give us time. Let's see how it shakes out. Can you give us that time? All I ask from you is you respect us and back.
I do
right?
respect you.
I know. Listen, sir, you're here, and to me, it's a big sign of respect, and I appreciate that. And your sister's here, first time meeting her. Thank you, Miss Wilson, for being here. All right. Please keep that in mind when you interact with our employees, ourselves, right? I know you do your best, and I respect that. Thank you. But again, when you approach us and you're animated, you're hyped up, rightfully so, right? Listen, you're here protecting your sister. I respect that. But again, it's a two-way street. Let's have the conversation versus the argument. I'm not here to argue with you. You're not here to argue with me.
No, I
right?
just
I'm
want
here to work
corrected.
with you.
I
We
just
will
asked
address
to correct
wherever we can to make sure it's a smooth process for yourself and everybody else moving forward.
I just
makes sense?
I merely asked you, and I haven't got the answer from you. What do you think about the part he put in about the vacant property. A part, he can go in at any time if you sign that paper.
So we did ask him about certain provisions that he has, that he, in his authority as a bill commissioner, he can go on people's property as needed to enforce the law.
Wait, that is untrue. We cannot go on your property. I just gave you the law.
You gave me a blurb.
I gave you the law of Massachusetts.
If you Google it, it'll.
And I will.
That's the Massachusetts
Yeah.
law.
And
He can't go on your
How
property.
about I put this to town council?
Yeah. How about, right, exactly. So the right solution is,
Because I mean,
We can-
I think we were talking about it earlier and he was saying it was the fire.
the fire, right, the fire aspect, which I cited already, right? So.
Let's
move-
ask.
Yeah, moving forward, like,
Get a definitive answer.
I love AI overview, but let's hammer that down, make sure you are correct. If you are correct, hey, well, I'll be the first person knocking your door and say, hey, you were right. All right, I have no problem with that. But let's have town council review and make sure that, because you have an AI overview, AI is great, but sometimes they miss a few things. So let's run it down.
I called the Attorney General's office, and they told me no bill inspector, and even the court, when we went to court, he does not have the right to go on your property. Okay, he does not. He's got to get a court order. But you guys look, you're looking into it with town council. That's fair
Go
enough.
with for town council. That way,
It's just, it's honestly, it's the third party. They do with like 75% of the towns in the
Yeah.
Commonwealth.
But it's
So
just that,
Go to them.
I mean,
It'll be a simple answer.
if
We
he,
have something
I mean,
to
who
follow.
gave him the right to put that in there? Did you give him the right?
put what in what? I'm sorry, I missed
That
that.
article that he put in the paper on that he wants us to sign. Did you? Who?
Oh, that portion.
Yeah, who gave him permission to do it?
Again, based on him being the building inspector, he has certain state and federal provisions that he can use.
He doesn't-
He believe. Hold on.
This is what we're going back.
Right, and this is what I'm telling you. The answer is he believes he has the right to do that. So we're gonna have our town council verify or say otherwise.
Why don't you ask Debbie if she agrees with it? She's a lawyer.
Well, I don't think we should be putting.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna put that. Like, listen, as a person going to my property, I already told you I don't like that either for my property. But let's see if he's right or wrong. I need to know that for a fact. So give us time to look at that.
How much time do you need?
Why don't?
What?
Yeah.
I
3
think we
days,
should,
maybe 3 days.
3 days? Give us 3 days.
I'll send it to
I
him.
appreciate that.
You're gonna get back to us?
Oh, absolutely.
before you,
Listen, our goal is not to aggravate you or drive you crazy in any way. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I honestly think we should, try to get the sign ticket dismissed.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
It sounds like it's already been resolved. So,
Well, it hasn't. He still has to go to.
well, no, as far as the as far as why you got the ticket. So usually courts go, hey, you already took care of this. Why are you here? Right. So maybe that's something we haven't gone through that paperwork yet.
But I
Yeah.
think based on today's plan is we just say, I don't know. Listen, Debbie, this is something that I don't feel bad saying, pulling her advice on or having her say something on. It doesn't make sense for us to send something to the court.
I think it does, right? Why would you want someone who's already resolved the problem to have to go
Yeah.
take a day out of work and go to court?
Why would you do it the day after we went to court? Come on.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
8 hours later, harass my sister after we just went to court the day before. That's not harassment. That's harassment.
Plus, he was sticking it in my door, and I only knew he was there because the dog
Scared the crap out of her.
The dog was,
She's been upset ever since.
and it was in my pajamas, and the dog was barking at him. And
We'll do everything we can on our end to get the answers that we need for this conversation we were just having and get it back to you. All right. Again, we understand and we appreciate you guys coming and letting us know. Thank you.
All right, fun stuff.
All right. Any new business? Any public input? All right.
Oh, signings.
The signings. Yep.
Business signatures.
Come on down. Some signatures.
Thought Jared right away.
I had to go back.
Yeah, you go back.
Thank you.
I thought you were wrong.
Run.
Oh, it's chilly in here.
What's up over there? You know, it'd be choppy.
I always thought like if anyone was like, oh, is this his valid signature? My signature changes so much. I feel like
You know, I don't even know what it says now. Is that a Z? Are you junior?
Thank you.
Change order for fire station 2.
This,
Oops, I signed my own.
It's all right.
yeah, it's fine.
It means you're appointed twice.
You want,
Oh, you did already.
this one, you want me to just, I'll just sign on the side.
All right.
So, I just signed on the side of the.
Okay.
Me out here, too.
I know this. All the pressure's on you.
It's all right. I'm gonna be here all night tomorrow night too, so.
All right. The last one.
Find some personnel things for you, too. So
There's always a personal.
There's always something.
there's always something there.
Always.
All right. Seeing no further business in front of us, it's 8:30 PM. I entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's Board of Selectmen meeting.
I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.